Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I'm tired of looking at you already.
Oh, well, that's because we spent the last 3 days filming all day, every day, doing the Lightroom 30 for 30.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Well, at least we did 32 videos in the 3 days. Was it 33?
Something like
I
that.
think 32. Steven says 33, but I don't trust
Oh,
it.
well, we'll see, because that's going to be coming out soon. But I want to get something, show you guys.
Cool, great.
Awesome.
Get up now. Great ass, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh,
my
for the love of God.
If you guys are listening at home,
Is that your inheritance from Lil?
Nah, Lil wouldn't have fit into this jacket. But how awesome is this jacket?
It's freaking ridiculous.
It's not.
Man. It's the complete
I've
opposite
been trying
of
to
awesome.
tell you for days now, it's not.
Still has the price tag on it.
What is that on the right? Is that just the button?
You look
This
you look like a pasty Rick Ross.
There's a button.
Oh my God.
It's a button, but that's how you use the thing to.
You bought a Jinx? 18 bucks?
It was 48.
$48.
What's a nice jacket?
Waste of a purchase.
No, I'm gonna model it real quick and then we'll move on.
I'm gonna make sure not to play any music under this, so it's just really awkward.
Really awkward.
Because that's how it is in real life.
It
Really
looks like,
awkward.
It looks like a dead animal on the floor. Oh, for any of those people that think it's real, it is. It's made out of baby kittens, baby seals, and unicorn tufts. The other underside of the unicorn.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Jared Poland, FronosPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk, episode number 176. 76.
It's not even fur on the inside?
It's never fur on the inside.
No?
No, fur coats aren't actually fur on the inside.
I've never owned a pretentious jacket
I've never
like that, so.
owned a fur coat either. I still don't own an actual fur coat. I have a real Wookiee jacket.
Made out of real Wookiee.
Somebody once asked me, is that real? I said, yes, it's real Wookiee. And they're like, oh. I'm like, cool.
All right, I'm going to leave now.
A couple of things we definitely need to talk about is right after RAWtalk last week, we were on our way to lunch. If you recall, during the interview of Noah, he said something about a race.
It was a mind race, though.
Oh, it was a mind race, and I said, I'll beat you in a real race. Well, so
Something
then
like that.
we decided to have a race down the street, and it lasted...
Worst idea
well,
ever.
why don't we just play it? Should we just play it now?
Well, before the video starts, Steven and I look at each other, and I was like,
yeah.
I can't wait for these guys to fall. Like,
All right.
And we
that's
didn't
what it
catch that
was. Didn't
on
catch that on
camera.
audio, and then we were like,
We're
all right,
like, we
ready?
can't wait
Well,
till
let's
they
take
fall.
let's take the 10 seconds.
Look at these losers run.
Yes!
Dude.
And the race literally went about 4 feet before Noah decided to
tripped over
dive.
his 4 feet.
Decided to dive for the finish line.
It must have been when he pushed you. He must have lost his balance or something.
No, we don't even want to let him defend himself here because that was horrible.
The comments, too,
He-
were brutal.
And I love some of the memes. You got that one meme, and
one
this is
meme.
when Noah knew that he fucked up, is
Yep.
what it said. That's a meme. I'm quoting it.
Straight out of
cursing?
balance was the best hashtag.
Oh, straight out of balance was a good one.
Yeah, that was-
what do
that
you
was
guys
good.
think? We want to see some hashtags for the Noah thing. If you want to make some memes or you want to download that video and put a cartoon character in there or something like people always do. Make it a GIF. But
Did you see dude put like Chariots of Fire? The
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Music, yeah.
That
Yep.
was funny.
Yeah.
we want to see some of that stuff. But we didn't know it was going to happen. You guys were Snapchatting, and I was going to win the race. I don't know why Noah had to hit me off the starting blocks. I still was going to kick his ass. I turned on the afterburners right there, and I was blowing by him right as he was falling.
My girlfriend said, it looks like Jared's got to take a shit. That's how you're running.
I think it's
because you're
the
not bending your knees.
It's probably because of the jeans.
Pants are too tight.
Noah used the jeans excuse as why he fell.
Yeah.
All right, let's put that to rest.
Well,
We
the
got-
best is when Todd screamed, though.
Yes! And Todd goes in for the close-up like a filmmaker.
And we got a lot of hate, too, about filming vertical video, but
No.
it's Snapchat.
Well, and
That's why.
First
Snapchat.
off, some people are like, but Snapchat, you can film the other way. Yeah,
no one-
this is how it's
no one
done
watches it that
Nobody
way.
in
watches it
Snapchat.
that way.
Yeah.
What really should happen, though, I don't understand why they can't just change the algorithm, depending on the size of the sensor, to just have it. You can hold it vertical, like the flip cam. When you had a flip cam, you held it vertically,
Yeah.
and then you got this. You didn't get this.
I'm telling you, a lot of discussion 2 seconds before the race started. I was like, oh, should I shoot it? Whatever. This is going to be
was
stupid.
way
I was
last
like, this is
minute,
going to
yeah.
be stupid. Didn't realize it was going to be epic.
Yes.
Okay, then one thing before we get into the show, somebody has a new passion, a new video game. Todd loves video games.
Yes, he
And now
does.
every time he comes in here, he's like, guess what, guys? I got 61 miles per gallon
61.5.
in my new car.
61.5 today.
What'd you get?
A Ford C-Max.
Which really looks like a European car.
It's very European. Very nice. Very nice.
So now Todd's big thing, because he got a hybrid,
Every day.
is like, guys, got 62 miles to the gallon today.
Guess what, guys?
Got high score. Got high score on my car, by the way. Come play
Unbelievable.
with me on my car.
So Todd loves his new car. Actually, I love the inside of it. The cockpit's really nice.
Is it?
It's got the Ford Sync, but it also has Apple Connect. The Nissan,
CarPlay,
the CarPlay.
yeah.
the Apple Play. Yeah, the Nissan doesn't have that.
Yeah, mine
And that's
doesn't
just
either.
his.
Toyota.
It looks.
I always like to get best of the best with honors, so I decided to get that.
The Nissan just didn't offer it in the platinum edition.
Well, you know.
Platinum. The Porsche.
Platinum. The Porsche. Yes, I'm sorry. My $92,000 Porsche.
192,000.
Shit, my $192,000 Porsche
$192,000 Porsche.
that I don't own and never will want to ever spend money like that on a car.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
All right, let's move on here. We've got a couple of things to talk about. A couple of things from the Wheel of Fro, but we'll talk about it first. Aurora HDR, want to give them a congratulations on 250,000 app downloads.
Wow.
They had
Wow,
I saw
really?
that Trey Ratcliffe posted that.
That's
If you
great.
haven't done that, they can go to what? Aurora.com/
AuroraHDR.com/Fro.
and there's a discount code
Just Fro.
for 10% off.
Yep.
So big ups to those guys for getting that many installs. BorrowLenses.com, being that the D5, mine hopefully comes tomorrow. The D5 is coming out. The D500 is coming shortly. The 1DX Mark II is coming shortly. The ADD is out.
What's that?
ADD.
What?
ADD
Huh?
is out.
Oh.
That means that Borrow Lenses is going to stock up on all of that gear so that you can rent it to play with it. That's the point. You have a big shoot coming and you're like, oh, I want a D5. Well, go ahead and rent it when it comes available. They usually stock up right off the rip. So if you want one, go reserve one. Go to borrowlenses.com. I don't think it's /Fro, is it?
It is /Fro.
It is?
Yeah. It's a tracking code more.
Oh, yeah. Use my
No
tracking
discount
code.
on that. Yeah.
Track this.
And the last thing, Kessler Crane, which we can't wait to move over to the new building so we can leave the jib set up
Use it all the
time. Put a camera on it, get it going, be good, and that's what we want. Go to Kessler Crane's website, check them out. If you want to use the stuff that we use when it comes to the quick release plates, the jibs, and well, we have that pocket jib.
We have the Traveler jib,
Traveler
too.
jib.
Traveler jib.
The pocket jib doesn't fit in your pocket. The Traveler jib is something you could travel with. We used it at the Grand Canyon.
It was
On
awesome.
the RAWtalk at Grand Canyon.
And that's
Yep.
it. Let's move on. Let's get to it. We got to do some photo news,
What a
right?
news time, music-wise.
Music-wise, why don't we do some pretentious hybrid car driving music?
Oh, I was going to say some running music for Noah, but we can do that too.
Well, let's do pretentious because Noah also
How
has
about
a
me
Prius.
pretentious driving down the street in my hybrid and then I hit Noah?
I just
Dream
Noah's
come
trying to
true.
run next to the hybrid. Brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/fro. We get all this audio and more, and I love going to. It's fun just coming up with ideas and then going to Audio Blocks and seeing what songs would work.
Fun
It
for
takes
who,
for-
though? Fun for who?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it takes
It's
forever
fun for
to
you.
find
It's
the
fun
right
for you
song.
to say them.
Music for his new C-Max in 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think I'm covered for hipsters.
Oh, that's not part of your insurance? All right, let's get to the photo news.
Let's see. First up, we have there's a new line of lenses by TH Swiss called the Irix lineup. The first one to be announced for this lineup is their new fixed ultra-wide lens, which is a 15mm f2.4 lens. They're calling it a photographer's dream. The rectilinear.
Dream a little dream.
I don't know. I have some pretty good dreams.
Star shining, but I linger on, dear. Still with same
Man, I can't even get through the first sentence.
Kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just singing this. Do you know how Mama Cass died?
Don't care.
You're,
Moving on.
you're singing?
Mama Cass choked on a ham sandwich.
That's the way to go, though.
True fact. Some of Jim Marshall's best, coolest photos that I loved, private jet, Mamas and the Papas, on the plane taking pictures. She is eating a sandwich, but that wasn't the one that killed her.
Wow.
So the rectilinear manual focus lens is designed for Canon, Nikon, and Pentax full-frame DSLRs, your favorite. It has a 95mm filter thread. It's optimized for 50-plus megapixel sensors, so it should work for the 5DS and 5DSR. And it has a minimum focus distance of about a foot. Other features include a focus ring lock, an infinity click feature for when you arrive at infinity focus, and the lens also has a rear filter slot along with a filter window on the front to access a screwed-on filter while shooting with the hood mounted. It comes in two different versions, the Blackstone and Firefly lens.
I have a question.
What's up?
Can I get it on Pentax?
I said that. You can get it on Pentax.
I was Snapchatting.
Now, the Blackstone version uses a durable aluminum and magnesium body.
Adorable?
Adorable, yep. And engraved
So
markings, so
adorable.
it's a little heavier.
You're a little guy. You're naughty.
The Firefly version, though, it's the lightweighted counterpart, and it features an ergonomic focusing ring. No word on pricing or availability just yet, but they hope to have it out sometime in the spring, so it should be out pretty soon. And Nikon Rumors is reporting that the Firefly edition will be around $600 for Nikon
That's a
cameras,
lie. That's a
and
lie.
about $780 for the Blackstone version. Again, that's just a rumor site.
But what
So-
is this? What company?
Glad you're listening.
No, I'm trying to figure out what
TH Swiss made a new lineup called Irix.
Taylor Swift.
And this is the first one. It's a new ultra-wide lens.
Except she's
50mm.
pH balanced for a
Is it
woman.
autofocus or manual?
Manual focus. Again, I said that.
I was
But
Snapchatting.
that's when you stopped and sung.
I was Snapchatting. Guys, follow me on Snapchat. Frono's photo.
All right, moving on. Brazilian photographer
Oi!
Ana Paula Grillo.
Is she waxed?
She did a maternity shoot with her pregnant dog. The dog, named Lilica, can be seen rolling in the grass for the camera, posing on a chair, staring deeply into the camera. Anna says the shoot went well, too. It was amazing. I felt like I understood her completely. She made sensational poses. Now, Lilica later gave birth to 5 puppies the very next day, and you can find a link to the full photo set over on the website. Funny stuff. Not the best picture.
FronosPhoto.com/RAWtalk-176.
Mm-hmm. They're like the traditional maternity shoot style pictures
I hate
too.
one.
with a
I hate
dog.
maternity photos to begin with.
I know.
2, add a dog, and I hate it even more because the nipples were
Hot.
I mean,
no. Weird.
More than 2.
well, it
Lot
literally looked like the top of a baby bottle, and there were 6 of them.
I think there was 8. Yeah,
There
was
may
a
be
lot.
8 nipples or teats, as they like to call them.
Teats.
Teats.
I remember when I found Chet's teats, I was like, what is happening? Does he have something wrong with him? And my mom was like, Todd, they're nipples. They're nipples, Todd.
And Todd was
I was
26
like, oh
when
my
he
God.
got Chet.
But he's a boy. Why does he have nipples? Todd, you have nipples too. I was like, oh, I do have nipples.
And
It
again,
was shocking. It was such a shocking revelation
open
for
your
me.
eyes.
again, Todd was in his late 20s when he got Chet.
This was probably 2001. Yeah.
Again, he was in his late 20s
I
and he
was in
didn't
my
realize
30s
that
and
dogs,
Late 20s, so this is like 1960.
male
So-
dogs have nipples.
And then we went and marched with Martin Luther King. It was crazy.
Atomos has already released an upgrade to the Shogun and their Assassin recorders, which we're using right now, actually.
Oh, yeah.
We're using the Shogun?
We're using the Assassin.
The Assassin.
The Ninja Assassin, yes, the original. Now, introducing the new Shogun Flame and Ninja Flame. Atomos hopes to deliver HDR recording to the world with the new field recorders, the same way they paved the road with 4K.
HDR if you're Australian.
As they
HDR.
told us from the live Skype
I'm like, what is HDR?
call that we had with
I wonder if
them.
they use Atomos ninjas on Daredevil because there's a lot of ninjas in Daredevil season 2.
Are there?
Yes, lots of ninjas.
There was there's breaking news out of Australia before you get into this.
Oh, hold on.
A reader sent in that Bindi Irwin tweeted that she got her driver's license.
Oh my God. Did she hit Noah?
She's driving a Prius. Actually,
Is
she's
it a hybrid?
no, she's driving a she sits on an elephant and that's her driver's license.
Oh, okay.
Oi!
They don't have elephants.
Go
She's in a
elephant!
kangaroo.
I know, I was gonna say elephant.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
She's on a kangaroo.
Wrong continent.
Oi, Joey! Joey, bounce over there!
Oh, I really hope you meet her one day.
I'm gonna be like Bindi Irwin and her dance partner Robert Tamyala.
It's gonna be
shank
hard.
you.
It's gonna be hard with that restraining order.
She's like, that's not a knife.
A
This
knife?
is a knife. All right, keep going so you can talk about the Atomos Flame.
The Shogun Flame and Ninja Flame. So, looking nearly identical to the original models, The new Flame series has a 7-inch monitor, again, the same thing, which accurately displays 10 stops of luminance detail vlog with 10-bit HDR post-production color accuracy, which is a first for field recorders, or field monitors, I should say. Their new Atom HDR engine, along with the power of their new 1500 nit panels, resolves a dynamic range found in an HDR image, so the highlight and shadows.
So it's not like it's HDR showing you an HDR image.
Like an
'cause
image, like you would
at
think.
first I was like,
Cliche
oh, is it
HDR.
going to show me HDR? And then I was like, wait a second. When they showed it to us and we watched the preview of the 2 samples, it made a hell of a lot of sense because they showed us what it would look like C-Log, where you have to guess the exposure and everything.
Yep.
They were showing that. Well, in this case, you don't have to guess it because you can see it right there.
And a good example is when we were at the Grand Canyon filming for the show, we were basically guessing our exposure for the most part, relying just on waveform.
Yeah.
Now this,
and
you
you
really
were
don't
guessing
have
your
to.
focus as well. So
His focus was really good on that.
It actually was.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
This is important. This is a really important update that they've come out with because of the fact that you pretty much can set your exposure based off of this and you don't have to guess anymore.
Yep, it's kind of like a 3D LUT built in, but it's not a 3D LUT. So they say it's 64 times more color info than traditional 8-bit monitors, which is 1 billion colors compared to the 16.7 million of traditional 8-bit panels. 1 billion.
Which
Now,
one? Which one were we using for the Lightroom shoot?
That was the Shogun.
That was the first-
sharp as a
Dude,
knife.
so sharp.
That was the first 4K one they came out with.
And that's what I love about these IPS displays is they look exactly how you're going to see it on your full res,
It was
computer
beautiful.
monitor.
Yeah, I liked
looks
it a lot.
So nice. The new detail is typically clipped on 8-bit monitors, so this is much better. This means that the usual complications of exposing log signals on a washed out image are eliminated. With Atom HDR, you simply frame, expose, focus, and shoot. And don't really have to worry about.
I mean, that's not that much. Just to frame, expose,
Not at
focus,
all.
and shoot.
Yep. And if you don't have a need for the new HDR function, you can still utilize the ultra bright screen for shooting standard dynamic range scenes if you switch to their high bright mode for outdoor monitoring,
Which would-
free.
which would help us.
They kept bringing that up that this you can almost shoot without a hood
Yeah.
outside in broad daylight.
So if you're,
It's pretty
Or
dope.
if you're at a, so that's good. That's probably good at a Trump rally if you want to keep it undercover.
They also upgraded their power management system, making it now hot swappable. And they'll come with new battery chargers, which are 3 times faster than the previous models. The new units will also have built-in bumpers to make them more durable and rugged, as opposed to like the Assassin that we have here that has just like a rubber, almost casing.
yeah, well, they had you
Removable
It was
casing.
the one. Yeah, you could get that extra. Now it's just built in.
Yep.
So it
It's a-
comes with the condom.
It comes with the condom.
Good.
And then both units are available now with the Ninja Flame rolling in at $1,295 and the Shogun costing about $1,695, which is the same price that these originally cost. So I think that's a great price.
They
to
both
release
have the
this
same
at.
screen, right?
Yeah, same screen, yeah.
It's just the difference is
The difference is the Assassin only has an HDMI input where that's more for DSLR mirrorless
For
shooters.
us.
Yes. And the Shogun is like SDI input and HDMI and all that.
For
But they
the-
both still record 4K and do all the...
for the real deal on-set people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Hing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can see a preview video showcasing all the new features. If none of this makes sense, they explain it pretty well in the video. And they both come with also the new Pelican cases. Where before the Shogun only came with a Pelican case, they both come in these awesome cases.
Yeah, they are nice. They are
Yeah.
nice.
Just
Yeah.
a little nice extra feature to have.
Yep.
Moving on. If you want to automatically document moments in your life that make you happy, there's now a makeshift camera system called the Smile Camera. Created by artist Andrew Maxwell Parrish, the new camera is a helmet camera which starts automatically recording when it senses a smile. Here's how it works.
So it'll never take a picture of Jared.
God.
Well, now it might.
Good call. Here's how it works. It's like a mounted GoPro on a helmet, which has sensors attached to your face, which recognizes smiles. So once you smile, it begins recording a short
This is
clip.
stupid.
He says he developed this because he finds that trying to capture these moments result in pulling yourself out of the moment. Instead of focusing on what it is you are experiencing, you are looking at your camera or phone and making sure it's recording.
Okay, so instead of focusing on the moment, you're now wearing a helmet and sensors on your face that's going to take a picture when you smile. Ha 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 ha. Stupid.
You look like Gollum.
Well, and he says he plans on documenting his life experiences with the camera to share to the world.
Dude, you
every
could just
day.
you could be a glass hole and get Google Glass.
Exactly.
And you can record the pretentious pricks that still use those things.
I mean, in that case, you're only recording POV, though. You're not really recording yourself.
Yeah, right. But
But-
unless you're at, remember when we were at AVN and 3 people had those glasses
Everyone had
on
Google
and they
Glass,
were
I feel
talking to
like.
us, and I'm like, I refuse to talk to you.
I'll talk to you, but look the other way.
No, I refuse to talk to you till you take those off.
That's what I said to Joe. I'll talk to you, but look the other way. Now, the big question I have with this whole contraption, though, it only shoots horizontal, basically.
Don't steal my words.
I mean, it's the way you mount your GoPro.
So it's only for horizontal smiles. So I couldn't lay down on my bed and take a picture of myself like smiling sideways, right?
Yeah, it took a minute.
Yep.
Took a minute.
Yep,
So
yep,
only horizontal
Only
smiles.
horizontal,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I just can't imagine wearing this freaking helmet everywhere he goes.
All I
This
think of
giant
is-
Well, Joe
helmet
does
camera.
it, and it keeps him safe.
I just think of special ed the whole time.
Exactly.
Yay! Special ed, yay! You've got mail, yay!
And then again, he's got these like sensors
Sensors?
on his face that just look ridiculous.
Be like, hey, dude, what's going on? Oh, don't mind this on my head.
Don't mind me, I'm shooting Avatar 3.
You're not recording, and it's just like a blinking GoPro light. But he did
amazing.
post a whole demo video over on the site. I posted that.
I think they just need the O-face cam.
Yeah. face cam.
Oh.
And his smiles too in the demo video. It's not like just like a simple smile. He's like over exaggerating his smile.
Hard
He's like,
smile.
Where's he from?
I don't know. I don't know where he's from.
It's got to be over in Europe.
That's crazy. People that are like, look at me, I got a thing on my head. I got a woman's fur coat on.
It's so weird.
So crazy.
Which I wore out in public many times now.
Which I refuse to walk with him.
Next up, we've got a retoucher named James Fridman is taking Photoshop requests quite literally and giving people exactly what they want, whether that's adjusting their physical appearance or what's around them. For example, one person wrote in asking them to Photoshop their image wearing a bikini in her photo and asking for longer legs. So he made them like twice her size.
We know what Todd asked for.
Someone posted a jumping photo
Give me
asking...
another 3 inches there.
He asked to have themselves appear to be jumping away from something, so he put the text responsibilities underneath him. One person asked a girl to be taken out of her photo, so he posted an image of himself, photoshopped with his arms around the girl, saying, I took her out, we had fun, stuff like that. Yeah, just funny little quirky things. And the Photoshop work, I mean, it's like a total hack job. You can tell he did this in like a couple minutes, but they are all posted on the website. You can find a link to that.
Between that or the dog maternity photos, which is better?
The dog maternity photos they're more like actual photographs.
So what you're saying, Steven, is that photo news was light this week.
Photo news is very light this week. Yes. We've got the winners of the 13th annual Smithsonian Photo Contest have been revealed. 9 winning
Amelia
images.
Earhart?
Yes, 9 winning images were selected from over 46,000 submissions. The grand prize goes to photographer Ambert Ivan Dominic with his photo called Remaining of the Slopes of Mount Cinnabung.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabung. The image features a dismal cloud of ash rolling down
Cinnabung.
Mount Cinnabung with his caption, Mount Cinnabung intermittently spewed burning ash and gas a week after authorities told residents to evacuate the danger zone that lay
Danger zone.
within a radius of
Cinnabung.
about 4 miles from the crater. And you can find a link to all the winning photos over on the website as well for that.
Sounds like some fetish movie.
And
Cinnabung.
you can also submit your own photo for the 2016 contest, but these are some really, really
They're good?
solid images.
Oh, good.
Really good.
Good.
And again, there's 9 of those winning images.
9?
And then we have, this is pretty cool, a portable darkroom, which was once owned by the U.S. Army, is now for sale. It's on Craigslist,
How
going
much?
for $2,500.
Really?
Which isn't that bad.
Is it on a trailer?
Or best offer, pretty
Where's
much.
it at?
It's in North Carolina.
Dude, let's buy it.
Hillsboro, North
Dude,
Carolina.
Todd could drive it with his C-Max. You could go pick it up.
Yeah, but you need
can
like
put
a,
it next to your air hockey table that you don't want.
you're going to need a whole trailer to haul this thing away. It's pretty much like a shipping container. That's what it looks like.
Oh, it's
Really?
It's really big.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really big. Army green and everything.
put
It's
it in
pretty
the
cool.
lot next to the
Dude,
building.
we should just put it next to the building.
But yeah, it's in North Carolina, and
No.
the description on it says it is fully equipped with enlargers, trays, professional style print washer, timers,
No.
everything you need for doing your own processing and enlarging images. The only thing it's not included are the actual chemicals and paper. But it has everything.
Dude,
It's
$2,500
full set.
bucks?
Can it be converted into a meth lab?
It's a
though?
really probably Breaking Bad style.
Do you
Let's
think it got sold already now that we've talked about it?
Well, we have a couple days till this
Jared,
comes
do
out.
not
So
buy that. Do not buy
It's
that.
$2,500. How much to ship it?
Jared's concerned,
Probably
more concerned
double
about
that to
everything
ship
in
it.
that place than cameras and lights.
I mean, the thing is literally probably a quarter of this room. It's big.
could we
It's
live
a
in
big
it?
like shipping container.
Dude, you could just convert it into something cool, like a dark room.
It is a dark
Isn't that what it
room.
is already?
But anyway, wanted to bring that up.
I just want to strap it to my head, and every time I smile, it takes a picture.
Oh, God. We got 2 more news stories this week. Photographer Ruben Krab did a photo series featuring skiers in front of a total solar eclipse, and the resulting photos look awesome.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little
you were
bit
gonna do
colder when I see that look in your eye. Turn around. Every now and then I fall apart. I blank and need you more than ever.
So you need to get to the hook. Total eclipse of the heart.
Darby, 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 Darby.
Turn around.
Who is it, the Dan band that sings that on
So
Old School?
So I went to the Dan Band concert, right?
Yeah. Was it
Last year
awesome?
with my brother, was like right before Christmas, and he comes right out on the stage, and he comes out, he makes eye contact with me, he walks right up to me, and he goes right in my face. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. The guy puts on an unbelievable show, and he interacts with the crowd so much, but he walked up and he was like, I was like, yeah, that's
Dude,
awesome.
I feel like Todd could totally be that front man.
I was going to say, that's what I do to Jared every time I see him,
gonna
too.
say, yeah.
I go, good morning.
So anyway, he did, again, skiers in front of a total solar eclipse. Now, after some extensive planning for the shoot, Krab traveled to Svalbard, a group of Norwegian islands between Europe
small bars.
and the North
Svalbard.
Pole.
Ah.
Super cold there, with temperatures as low as negative
So
40
chilly.
degrees.
My
Super
nipples are
cold.
piercing my shirt.
The team had to both find a spot to survive in and to take photos from.
It'd be good to survive first.
Yes. Using radios, the team communicated, having to move like the skiers and cameras as the sun moved, which was about every 30 to 60 seconds. They kept just radioing in, saying, move a little more, move a little left, a little right. They also were photographing on an active glacier. Scary stuff.
Active glacier. Now, what does active glacier? Is it going to just all of a sudden erupt?
They
It's
call
moving.
it an
It's
active
probably
glacier.
floating.
Yeah.
The glacier's
I
floating.
mean, it's a glacier.
It's an active glacier.
Yeah, it's actively moving.
I wonder if it has sensors, and when it cracks a smile, it gets a picture taken of it.
Only if it's horizontal. No vertical smiles.
To take the photos, he used super telephoto lenses, I think like a 500 millimeter and like an 850 millimeter lens, a 14-stop solar filter, and he shot from nearly a mile away to make the sun look
Like Hulk Hogan.
larger than
850
life.
millimeter lens.
They made a 30-minute documentary about their entire trip and experience, too. It's called Eclipse, which you can find over on the website, along with a link to the images. Really cool stuff. Fun trip, it looked like. But they barely had any time to shoot this. And they did it. They
in
pulled it
between
off.
trying to survive and all.
Yep, exactly. And last story of the week, we have another cool photo series. Photographer Felix Hernandez takes photos of small models, making them appear lifelike.
Little people?
Small.
How small?
Little like toy soldier
Oh,
models.
not little people.
Not people
I thought he
themselves.
got a job with TLC shooting the little chocolatier.
I imagine like anorexic models. And I was like, well, aren't they all kind of small like that?
They're just little small like figurines.
Figurines.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
all
what I
right.
should have said, I guess. He says, ever since I was a kid, I used to spend hours alone in my room playing with my toys. Now that I'm a grown-up, I've realized that I never stopped playing, and that the only difference is that now
Is this
I have a
story about
camera
Jared?
on my hands. That's a direct quote from Jared, actually.
That's exactly.
I have no toys in this place except
Yeah,
for
He-Man.
Nerf guns
He-Man.
everywhere.
He-Man. Nerf guns are cool.
Nerf gun, arcade machine, He-Man, Joe.
G.I. Joe.
He uses small-scale models in his studio with studio flashes. He relates it to shooting product photography. Using a snoot or a beauty dish, he shoots the models, then typically lights the background with a pair of lights. He says, I love photo manipulation and digital art, but what's really cool is doing as much as you can in camera. For snow scenes, I use wheat flour. For desert scenes, I use corn flour. For atmosphere, I add smoke.
Atmosphere.
For rain, I spray water. For droplets, I add corn syrup. And then with a mix of Photoshop and straight out of camera images, he brings his images to life in post, which includes like a lot of Star Wars figurines, model cars, toy soldiers, a bunch of stuff. I think you would really like it because there's a lot of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And you can find a link to all of his images, again, over on the website. Really good stuff.
Fronosphoto.com/rawtalk -176.
That is photo news this week.
Photo news was extremely light.
Yeah.
No menstrual flow at all.
No menstrual flow this week.
Unfortunately.
But if you never mind. Let's get some vertical smiling music going. Brought to you by
What
Audio.
does that mean?
That means you can do whatever the heck you want. for
Okay.
a vertical smile. Just something that makes you happy
I'm thinking sexy time music.
or makes you sad. All right. Brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/fro in 3, 2, 1, go.
Too far. Way too far.
Always takes it one step too far.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
So this week we're going to do something a little different. Instead of flying solo
Oh, yeah,
or
I
an
forgot.
interview, we have somebody's latest photos that they took. The first time this person came to us, they brought us photos all taken at 12,800 at a wedding.
Worst photos ever.
Now,
Terrible.
somebody named Todd Wolf decided to go to...
Why is he in charge of the soundboard today?
Somebody by the name of Todd Wolf decided that he was going to go take photographs of 10-year-old girls at a dance competition.
And I didn't get arrested this time.
But his daughter's in it, so it's okay. And we're going to critique, what is it, 30-some pictures?
I don't know.
It's around
It's a
that,
handful.
yeah, something like that.
Again, it was one of those things like it was a 3-minute song. So
Oh, it was a 3-minute song.
I practiced on a couple that were there, and I was like, I think that's about right.
So
And then it was super fast.
I haven't seen the images. Steven hasn't seen the images. Todd obviously took them, so he has seen them. Think the takeaways that we're looking for from something like this. Of course, I will critique it seriously.
Yeah.
I will be honest and I will be unmerciful as normal, but we'll look at settings and we'll look at how you, as a person out there, can go into the same type of environment and try to capture images like, well, hopefully better than Todd.
Screw you.
But that's the point. There is learning education and stuff here. So I am going to get the computer, set it up, screen flow, and then come back and talk about it. All right, we are back, and we have Todd's images brought up on all the computers to talk about. Now, there's a folder with 52 of them, which are the ones that he shot, I guess, across the 3-minute period.
Yep.
But I think it's always best to see what he considers to be his best images, and then we'll go through the rest of them. Are we
Best of
ready
the
to do
best.
this?
I am.
Todd, why don't you set up, not go through the image, but tell us what the event
Preface.
was.
Dance competition. There's teams from all over the East Coast. They got together to compete, different age groups, different styles, different genres of music, and
Nice.
dance styles.
So what's the name of her troupe?
All-Star Dynasty.
So here we go. Picture number 1 here. Todd settings 1/250th of a second at f4 ISO 1600.
Not 12,800.
I know. Disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Give me your mindset on how you decided to set up these photos.
I think I set the camera up for people moving in the light. They're not in the light yet. They're back like outside of the spotlight.
They're back out of the spotlight, though. They honestly look. It looks like you got the exposure right for that.
Yeah, it looks properly exposed on
Yeah.
this one.
Well, close. But
Close.
if they were going to step into the light, you would then they would be overexposed.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
then they'd be way too bright.
Because we have the one girl who's a little too hot, highlight-wise.
God damn it, Steven.
Ew, Steven.
Let me just say this. Going into a situation like this, the first question I'm going to ask, or the first thing I'm going to realize is, well, this is a dance competition, which means they're moving fast.
Yeah, I watched some of the groups before them, and they were fast, but I was like, all right. And I did some test shots, froze some motion. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then these girls came out of the gate like on
100 miles an
fire,
hour.
and I was like, holy jeez.
Well, so that's the thing,
Yeah.
is when you go into a situation that's low light, well, not even low light, because they have stage lights,
Yeah.
where you know they're going to be moving fast, the first thing that I'm concerned about is my shutter speed. 1/1000th. I know you can't say 1/1000th.
1/1000th.
There, I think you've been practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Though you can't, and that would mean, let's see, at 1600. So 1/250th to 1/500th is one stop. 1/500th to 1/1000th is
Yep.
two stops. So if you went to 1/1000th and you wanted the same exact exposure that you would see here, you would then change your ISO 2 stops. 1600 to 3200, one stop.
64.
And then 3200 to 6400 is the second stop, and you'd have the same exact exposure. Now, that's not saying that when they step into the light, you'd get it right or wrong.
All right.
What was your focus mode?
Single.
Single?
Really?
Yeah.
You sure
Yeah.
single and not servo?
I was just aiming down the center.
Right, but was it continually focusing or was it in single focus?
Were you having to recompose every single
This
time?
is like talking to a very beginner photographer.
It was it was continuous. It was continuous.
Let me preface this by Todd is not a photographer. He is a filmmaker.
Yep.
And I will continually say this forever, probably, that I think photographers who move into video are better than people who know video and try to move into photography.
Yeah, I never have to deal with continuous autofocus ever.
Right.
Like
All
I
right.
don't do that in film.
Because
I manually set
video.
it.
I'm going to move on to the next one. All right. Actually, yes, I'm moving on to the next one. Whose head is in the way?
Yeah, I was going to say I would
I don't
definitely
know.
crop that out.
Not about cropping, but was there an aisle for you to go shoot in?
But you were in your seat, right?
Yeah, and they didn't let people. It was a whole thing.
They didn't. Did they say something?
Everybody had to be clear of the aisles because people moved in. It was like a rotating thing. It was a whole thing.
Right.
So I had to run into. They had seats where parents could watch near the front when their kids were on. So it was like this rotation. It was a whole thing.
All right. Well, this is not a great photo.
I like it.
Well, you cut her foot off. She's not in focus.
I don't mind the motion blur just because she is moving.
Well,
but
the motion blur of her feet's fine,
But-
obviously,
Yes.
Your composition wise, you would have wanted to do something along the lines of this. And if you guys are listening at home on the podcast, you may want to go ahead
Watch this
and watch this one. But I went ahead and cropped up to the shadow of the head, Stephen. So, but it's all right. It's not really all right that you cut her foot off, and also you didn't capture the right moment. Meaning, it's an awkward moment that she's at.
Yeah.
So you either catch the apex or catch some kind of action moving.
I
But
do
I was
like that
trying.
her face
Yeah.
is almost to the camera, though. It's
Yeah.
close.
Almost.
Eye line wise.
But it's just a snapshot. But your exposure is fine. The issue that you're running into with the blur is all because of the
Shutter.
2/50th of a second.
Yeah.
And this is
Which
all.
I kind of guessed after I started looking at them. I was like, damn it, I wish I would have popped my shutter up.
And that's
higher.
what I tell people at home all the time when I'm educating or when you come to one of my classes, which I haven't done in 3 years, or you watch the video guide, that the point I make is you have to go into a situation and say, okay, what am I shooting? Where's my starting point? So the first thing you think about in this situation is shutter speed, and then you build your exposure from there.
Yep.
And that's what I would do. Moving on to the next image.
Bam.
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 I was just glad that I caught it where I caught it.
The
The
it's a
fact that I
terrible
caught
picture.
her in her mid flip there is what I was happy with. I just wish I would have had a higher shutter speed to get
Yeah.
those legs more frozen in place. But
And like I said, it would have been really easy to get the action frozen at 1/1000th of a second at f4 at 6400. The 5D Mark III would be perfectly fine
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
But I don't know your focusing modes. I think if I was to do this, I mean, I like to move my focusing points myself,
I do too.
but to use the larger focusing mode because the Nikon lets you focus 9, 15, 29, 51 or something. I don't even know.
There's about 6 different modes, I think, on the Canon.
And the
5D.
Canons have all those sports modes for focus,
Yeah.
which are great.
Customize it.
I would also consider the 3D tracking modes, which the Nikons and the Canons have gotten really good with, where it will find it and move it for you so you can focus on just shooting. Sometimes it would miss because maybe it would focus on her foot when her face should have been in focus.
Yeah.
But for something like this, when I would do sports, I would get a larger space right in the middle and I would shoot for the chest just so that, at f4, they're going to be in focus.
Yeah.
I also
Oh,
feel
what
like
lens were you using?
it was a 70 to 200.
7200.
All right. Yeah. And another thing with your 70 to 200 is was the IS on? You have IS?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It
probably
should've
always
been.
have that on,
Yeah,
especially
I
for
think I keep
video.
it on all the time.
One of the concerns with that is that, at 200 millimeters, hand holding. Were you hand holding?
Yeah.
Hand holding, you get close to getting some of that motion blur. With lenses like that out at 200 millimeters, at least 500th of a second. But I would have been at 1,000th of a second all day.
Yeah. I was thinking I should have been at 1,000 after the fact.
From an editing standpoint, too, did you adjust white balance or anything like that?
I adjusted
in
white
post?
balance a little bit, but there was different colors on that stage.
Yeah,
all over
because
the place.
I feel like it's best to
Oh.
go white balance for the skin.
I
Yeah.
wasn't even
You know.
looking at editing, but his editing is absolutely atrocious. Hold on. Did you do this in iPhoto?
Yes.
And this is where the highlight slider would really shine in
Oh, wait,
in
we have
Lightroom.
the raw files in the other folder,
do have
right?
the
Yeah.
raw file, correct.
So 1597. 1597. So here's the original raw file. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit this. First things first, we're cropping it because I want to get rid of that head at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that it's composed is there's plenty of room here for, this is how I would have shot it. Todd's, and I'm actually bringing the levels down. You guys can follow my rule of thirds at home. Boom. And there you go. You've got that. First thing first, I want to get and bring the white balance down. We're going to go ahead and bring up the exposure. Oh, my God. The exposure is so much better bringing it within playing with the JPEG he sent.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And this, I can't make this too contrasty because they're already in great light.
Yep.
And that's what happens when you
Well,
get
it's also
this,
hard light,
when
too.
you get in that harsh
Yeah.
stage light.
Super contrasty.
It's going to be super contrasty, so
Naturally.
I don't really need to do too much with that.
Yep.
And I'm not going to move
a lot
the
of mixed
shadows
lighting,
too much.
like you said, too.
Mixed lighting. All right, and I think that's actually not that bad right here. This edit that Todd can check out later. Yeah, and one more thing. It's like a Lightroom edit, part of 30 for 30.
Boom.
But
You're
it's not
welcome.
part of 30 for 30. We're not making these files available. But
know.
anyway, I did that edit. Okay, so we got that edit. Let's go back to the library. Todd. That's my edit, and that was your...
Wow. Yeah, that looks good.
So it's just subtle. I didn't even do that much. Just subtle tweak.
Yeah. I'm going to have to watch that Lightroom thing.
You may
30 for
need to
30.
watch Lightroom 30 for 30. But again, we're not ripping. I'm not ripping on Todd just to rip on Todd. Yes, I'm giving him more of a hard time than I would give other people. But
I honestly don't mind because, look, there's probably lots of guys that go buy a nice camera. They want to shoot their kids, and they're
Sure.
trying to figure it out.
But I changed the composition in terms of cropping because
Yeah.
the head is a problem. So the next photo, I'm not going to edit it. We already went through that vertical.
Which image are you on now?
Well, the one of her being of her flipping. Again, we could tighten that up. You could use some clarity slider. Would make it look a little sharper. But let's go to the next one with her laying on the floor.
Bam.
The black swan version. Well, red swan because she's
Red
wearing
swan.
Red
a red
swan, yep.
dress.
Exactly.
But this is a very good shot. This is much better. You have her there. Let me see. What is he shooting? Let me
The
hit the
shadow's
eye
still in there,
button.
too. I like that.
70 to 200. Was it out at 200? I don't have that up here
I
on
don't
my...
know.
It's 2/50th of a second
not
at
that
173
far.
millimeters.
16,
All right, so it's almost all the way out. This is it's good vertical. I know from where you're at. It's great that you isolated her just by herself. I also think the editing is spot on this time. I think it's much better. And the fact that she's sitting on the ground and not really moving is okay with the 2/50th of a second.
Yep.
Because now you're not having an issue freezing her because she's not really moving.
Yep.
So that's a very good shot. If you had the opportunity to do this a different way, I'm going to go get to that raw file.
I did crop it. Yeah, I definitely cropped it.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. Oh, so let me go to the original. I'm going to hit the...
I think
No,
there's
I'm hitting
some
the wrong
other
buttons.
dancers close to her.
Let me get back to the library.
1619.
1619.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see how you cropped it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And you did adjust white balance
He
on this
did.
one.
Well, that color looks a hell of a lot better that he did.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
if I was to shoot this,
iPhoto. Error day.
if I was to shoot this myself, and being that nobody is close to her except for that girl on the, I guess there's somebody to her right, I would have probably gone with the horizontal on something like this, and gone with that. Some kind of crop like that.
gotcha.
You know,
I think either or works.
yeah, the vertical's fine. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
that she's
yeah.
sitting horizontally, but I think your editing was spot on with that one, Todd. It's a
Yay.
nice job with that.
Thank you.
For once.
I give props where props are due. All right, now
1623 is the next one.
oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
good
that's a
too.
great photo, too.
And that's crop. Oh, and see, and you know why it's sharp? Is that really Morgan?
She's probably... Wow. She's probably
She
holding
got
still
makeup
for a
on her
second.
damn face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
She
Morgan.
was super excited about fucking makeup. You might want to beef that.
Oh, no, that's fine. She was super excited about it. Is all good.
Yeah.
What number is this?
1623.
1623. Great job with the composition. You can't do anything about the one girl's leg there, you know. But
And I
that's
think I cropped it a little bit more than it was. I think I did.
all right. And this is nice. Great composition. Put her in the right place. Didn't cut off her left foot, which is leaning to the right side of the frame. It's really good composition. If just being super technical here, if you moved up slightly, left a little more headroom than bottom room, perfectly fine. 1623.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cropped like the kids out a little more to focus more on her.
Right. But your edit's great because it's super yellow in the original. Like super yellow, because I'm looking at that right now. I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to show the crop to everybody at home, which is what I would have considered. You did crop heavily. This is where a 300 would have come in handy. All right, let's do that. Just making sure I'm not cutting off her foot at a weird spot. And again, I'm not using a mouse. No, I messed it up totally. No, I messed it up totally.
My edit's better than yours. I win that head-to-head 30 for 30. Killed it.
I'd consider something like I would need to spend a little more time with this.
I didn't spend that much
you're
time.
saying
I did
Todd's
mine real quick.
and
Did mine
use a
real
mouse.
quick.
No, that's a great job doing that, Todd. That's a
Thank
really
you.
good. Nice edit. I think it's still a little overexposed. I would have pulled the exposure back a little bit and tightened up the contrast just a little bit.
Yeah.
But the gold looks good. The color looks good. You did a nice job there. And you're lucky with 1/250th of a second you were able to get that.
Yeah,
The
I
next
think
photo.
they locked into place there for a second.
The next photo is just a bad. It's not bad. It's good. It's just an awkward facial
It's an awkward
expression.
pose. Yeah, it's weird. But I
So-
also think it's funny because it is a weird face.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy and makes you laugh.
I like making fun of my children.
You're editing your child.
My child.
Chet isn't a
Well,
child.
the one that I admit to.
Okay. Composition good, color good. Nice job with your edit. Again, it's a little on the bright side, not Mr. Brightside, but the bright
Yeah,
side.
it's really just
Yeah.
the highlights.
I would
a little
pull
bit.
back. I would pull back on your exposure slightly. It's not even far, but nice job getting it there. And let's move on to the next one. And then what I'll do is I'll go through the other photos and I'll go through and see if there were ones that you could have picked that may have been better.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
So this is Morgan getting the flag.
That's the trophy. They were the
Ah,
surfboards.
little surfboards.
Second
That's
place.
Funny.
'Cause
All
they
right.
did an illegal move.
What was the illegal move?
I have no idea.
Huh.
They went like this instead of.
I mean, I thought it was
That.
part of the show when she jumped out in the crowd and
fingers.
punched the other team, but I was like, that's not illegal.
Where she was like, what she did, what the Dan
Yeah,
band
she
did
was
to me.
like this. Oh, I was like,
My daddy
I
taught
taught
me
her
this.
to do that. I was like, what's wrong with that? She's number one.
All right, so that's good. Nice job there. From your seat, it's good. You have all the other kids in there. This girl right down here and the next to her is crying because she didn't win.
She's not crying.
That girl's
I
not
hope
crying.
she's crying. I love pain.
She's not crying.
I don't think so.
There's no crying in dance off.
Or she's like whispering to the girl in front of her.
Say, this guy sucks.
those girls.
All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go through all 52 from your 3 minutes of shooting. Now,
Good luck.
well, we saw what you picked, and oh my God, my crop looks so much better here with this 1597. Looks good.
1597 you're on?
Yeah. Next one after that, that's good because they're walking towards the front.
And they're all looking, yeah.
This one is not. I didn't rotate it.
Yeah, they were in...
But I rotated the rest of them. I pre-rotated them. Good. Todd, why didn't you edit number 1600? 1600's good. You got the girl. Is she in midair? No, she's. Yes, she's off the. She's
yeah,
off
she
the
might be.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid picture.
That's a
I
solid.
don't know. You know what? I picked one of the group shot because I wanted to put him up so my mom could see him, and it's all about Morgan.
Yeah.
All right.
For the grandparents.
Okay,
But yeah.
this is a shot I would have edited and cropped, and the next one is great too. 1601 is a very good one, but what is that girl doing? I can't tell. 1602. 1602, your composition starts to get thrown off. Again, you have those heads. I would crop that for you. 1603, not a good use of taking a picture because all their backs are turned. So you were probably spraying and praying, hoping to get something.
I was just trying. I've never seen. Never saw the dance before.
That would have been good if you were a good father and went to her dance practice.
We weren't allowed to see it. She didn't want me to see it.
You
She
could be
wanted to
like,
surprise me.
Dada.
Like, Daddy, get out of here, Daddy! I'm trying to bust a move.
As Todd's daughter is Taco Bell Becky.
Oh my
She
God.
loves that.
1604, just composition, raise that up, or go horizontal. But I don't.
This is
I
where the
think they were
motion
moving
blur
it.
is a
It's little
big-
blurry because
yeah.
of the shutter speed.
Yep. Yeah, you just really
I
need
feel
to
like
get.
they're doing pat your weave at that point.
I'm on 1609.
something.
I'm just going through
Your
quicker.
5D Mark III must not have the auto rotate.
I had it on at
Must
one
not be
point.
set.
Somebody turned it on. I think I had it set at one point.
Yeah,
and
because
got
usually it
turned
will
off.
import
Yeah.
into Lightroom the right orientation.
Yeah, you need to get that on. I'm at 1611 as I go through quicker. 1612, she's laying on the ground. That's not really
Knee in
good.
the face, yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with
Shutter speed.
Shutter speed. But everything that
Yeah.
you've done here, though, you're capturing moments. You just need to work on the composition.
Yeah, I was able to. I felt good keeping up with her. I felt good with some of the composition. I felt good with the lens I had. I mean, that's the longest lens I have.
Well, he's definitely, he's fully out at 200, and it would have been nice, probably a 300 would have been like perfect, I think, for
Right.
full body. For
I would have
Morgan.
been nervous at like 300.
For just
Cutting
solo
off
shots.
feet though, like because I don't
Sure.
know where her feet are going.
Sure. And a 7200 is good.
That's true. If she's
Yeah.
fully straight, yeah.
You've got some zoom capability there, or if you had like an ADD with the 70 to 200, it's probably even better with the crop sensor.
Yep.
Just because you get that little
Oh,
extra bang
yeah.
for your
Yeah.
buck.
That would have been perfect. Yeah.
But they do have, there are other lenses that you can get out there. I would not be using, and you're at f4. Oh, so he still had more leeway at 2.8, but that's fine. I like that you were at f4 now that I see that, because it's a 2.8 lens, going to be sharper at f4, but also it's going to give you a little bit of leeway with focus.
Yep.
And you're capable, you have enough exposure there to get it to 6400.
Yeah, again, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was going to happen. So, you know.
All right, 1625. That's better.
Adora 25.
1625 is better. Good getting her in the frame. Didn't cut her toe off. But the others, you got to not shoot when they're running away from you.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even waste those shots. And then you're just off on an angle now that's just not as good with the whole troop as we get up to 1628.
Your lines aren't straight.
1629, 6030, 31. You're literally just shooting people on stage. So I get that. That's just for your daughter to show her that.
Yep.
I can't rip you for those. Why are they playing with beach balls? Why are those girls wearing... Wait.
It's the beach thing. It's beach.
It's
Reach
called
the beach. It was a whole
Welcome
thing where
to
they were
the
tossing the balls
beach,
around.
It's Reach the Beach
Reach
Dance
the beach.
Championships.
Yeah.
Why weren't we entered?
I've seen your dancing, but yeah, that was more so for her.
All right.
What's her dance team called?
All-State Dynasty, I believe.
Okay.
Well,
This was
they're-
her first one, and that was her first time. So
Allstate Dynasty brought to you by the fine people at Allstate.
brought to you by every parent paying $150.
Is that how much
Or wait,
it was?
is it State All Stars Royalty? Is that
It might be.
That's
yeah.
what's
'Cause
on the
that's what it says
screen,
on the
Todd.
This is
screen.
the first time. I don't know what they're called.
Way to pay attention to your daughter. All right, I'm going to stop screen flow here.
You're at the end at this point?
I'm at the end. I went through. Nice job, Todd.
Yeah.
I think you did okay. You just have to get out there and be more confident with your shutter speed stuff.
Yeah, I as soon as I was done, I looked at the couple. I was like, "Damn it! I thought I had. I knew I wanted to have the shutter longer than my lens.
Yeah.
Because you always say that. I did listen to you there, but I should have just had it at 1,000.
I agree. And did any learning things that you take out of this?
The shutter is and I felt after the fact, I feel if I would have had it in the mode where I could just hold the button down and just pray and spray.
Yeah.
I might have just caught more. I was literally
Motor
just
driving.
hitting.
Oh, you didn't even have on continuous shooting?
No.
Yeah, he was
I
in just
didn't.
single the whole time.
I didn't, because I felt like I was going to shoot too much, and I was like, you know what? It's 3 minutes. I should have just done it.
Well, of
I'm
course
never
you
getting
should've
that
done
moment
it.
again, so I should have just done it. But I feel like I got 6, 7 that I'm cool with, and
You got 1 or 2 that are really good.
yeah. Thank you.
Out of the 7 that you edited, which is,
That's all you need.
no, it's a terrible percentage, but that's fine to make the grandparents happy.
It's all you need for grandma and grandpa.
And
Right.
I do think there is a few keepers
That he
in
didn't
those
pick.
original edits that
There
you
were.
didn't pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Your editing looked good for some of them. Nice job with the white balance. Get into Lightroom and edit. Stop
Yeah.
using iPhoto.
I will.
And honestly, with these kind of edits, you could probably just sync them across all of your edits for the quick
Right,
things you're
that's a
looking
good
for.
that's
starting
true.
point
Yeah.
is that
like
most
like
of them...
a preset, like find the white
not
balance.
a preset. No.
Well,
No.
you
Here,
make
let me.
your own.
I
yeah.
got this. Remember
No.
yesterday when we were syncing my 4 images
Yes.
as part of the 30 for
Yes,
30
yes,
for
yes.
one of the videos?
Just like that.
Where
Yeah.
if they're similar, you can sync them as a starting point. Not sync them
Yeah.
and walk away.
Copy that.
Sync them and go, oh, this one's a little brighter. I'm just going to move my exposure. But your white balance is locked
Yeah.
in. It's all basically going to be the same.
Yep.
That's what syncing does.
And his exposure stayed the same the entire shoot. So
Wait a second. Can you get a free trial of Lightroom? If you want a free trial, I
don't
might as
know.
well. I might as well say
Tell
it.
'em.
I said it 32 times in the last 3 days. Go to fronosphoto.com/ what is it?
LR
no.
3030.
Oh well,
CC.
well, it was CC. It was CCLR.
Oh.
But go to fronosphoto.com/ LR3030. You can. That's where we're gonna put all the 30 for 30s when they launch, and you can download a free trial right there. Whatever. Play with some raw files. I've given plenty of raw files that you can play with. That wasn't meant to be a plug. It just happened that way.
and we've realized that we freaking love that new dehaze tool, man.
The dehaze
Oh
tool
yeah,
is
that was the star of the show. That dehazer.
so nice.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Adobe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Mostly.
All right.
Definitely fix that orientation setting though in your 5D.
Yeah. Again, I use the camera to shoot photos maybe once a month.
Yeah, you're more video.
So for everybody out there, the takeaways from what we talked about is when you go into a situation, make sure you know if it's a dance troupe, you probably need a fast shutter speed. Todd going to f4 was a smart move rather than staying at 2.8, which would have been too shallow or narrow. Going to f4 gives him the ability to get more leeway with the focus. At f4, you could focus in on the chest, which is a larger area for focusing, and you can then hopefully get the focus right. You want to be in continuous focus. You want to be in continuous shooting. That does 5 frames a second. Todd wasn't doing that. That would have given him a better opportunity to anticipate the motion because he did a terrible job of anticipating the motion.
Terrible.
I
will agree with you.
Shooting pictures of the girls, their backs when they're facing the wrong way.
Yep.
This is a feel.
Horrendous.
Make sure you know what you're shooting. I know he's never seen it before because he's never watched his daughter's dance practice.
But even so, that's why I should have been just like spraying everything.
Not
just get everything.
No, not spraying and praying.
Nonstop.
Really more into anticipating the moment.
I was trying.
All right, we'll do it again, and then we'll critique it again. When's your next dance competition?
I don't know. She's got a spring concert.
It's like, I don't know.
coming
I
up.
don't pay attention to my
She's got
daughter.
She's got a spring dance thing coming up at her school. I'll probably.
Can I come shoot?
If you want.
Was there a way you could also get out of your seat to
No, he
anywhere?
said
or?
No,
You had to be
It
in a
was
seat.
really. Yeah, they were real strict. Like parent. All right, sit down. Watch your kid. Now get out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Noah, shut up! I'm talking about Morgan.
Noah, go fall again.
I'm gonna race you with my hybrid and whoop your ass.
Wait, whose hybrid would win? His hybrid or your hybrid?
Oh, mine for sure.
Speaking of Noah, and then we're going to get to Gear of the Week. He got an anonymous letter in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever sent that, I don't know. With a fake return address, I don't know. I think it was his
I
girlfriend.
think it was Joe. I think it was Joe just being real creepy. No, I really like you, by the way.
Gear of the Week. Let's get to Gear of the Week. Then we got Wheel of Fro. This is Gear of the Week.
Oh, brand new, right?
This is a brand new D1X. And by brand new, I mean it came out in 2001, was $6,000 in 2001, and is 5.4 megapixels, and it has a 2-inch screen.
Oh, yes.
That you can't... Look at this menu system. Hold on.
Not to be confused with the 1DX.
No. Look at this screen. Look at this menu system. And there are 39 different settings that you could pick from.
That's a George Bush era.
One long
Yeah, there's no tabs.
There's no tabs.
Yep.
So let me tell you a little bit about this camera and where it came from. A Fro reader suggested that we do a 5-minute portrait with a D1X.
Great idea.
He said, I have one. I'll send it to you. I believe it was a military person, so thank you for your service. This camera
It's in great condition, too.
It is.
So what people need to know is that this D1X is based off of the F5 body, or very similar to the F5 body. It has the same back. So in essence, they took the shell and then made it digital. And when we took some test photos last week with this at 320 ISO, it only goes up to 800. This was considered the studio version, the higher megapixel one. They also had a D1H, which was 2.23 megapixels and probably shot 6 or 7 or 8 frames a second. And that one was...
like the sports
version
Gotcha.
one that newspaper used, but it went up to higher ISO, maybe 1600, maybe 1600 at the most.
We did those test shots.
I shot this at 320. This camera is solid. It is a solid brick of a camera. Now, getting around the menus and getting around everything like that, it's not easy. What I equate this to, it's like a digital camera in the film camera era.
Yep.
It was almost like shooting it. You shoot it like film, except for the fact that you can see your image and change your ISO. One of the most revolutionary things with digital wasn't the fact that you could see the image after you took it. Of course, that's a major thing. I think the major revolution was the fact that you could change your ISO on every single photo. Because you went from a world where you had 36 pictures of one ISO and you couldn't switch it, or you had to burn the roll and put in the proper ISO. In this case, you could be like, 100. Oh, I'm going to go to 400. And you could switch from picture to picture to picture. And yes, this shoots raw. And yes, the files look good. We are going to do a 5-minute portrait with this. And we are going to give you the raw files, the DNGs that you can edit in Lightroom and try them out for yourself. But using this camera makes it feel like you're shooting film.
Oh, yeah.
Just so happens that you're shooting it digitally.
And I also wouldn't rely on the back of that screen to really check your exposure.
That's where the histogram actually comes into play.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you wondering what you put in here, you put in, there is a 1 gig card.
CFast 2.0.
No. There's a 1 gig card. I actually have my original Lexar 1 gig.
Oh, really?
It's 40X.
CF, yeah. Wow.
40X CF. I paid $279 for that 1 gig.
And doesn't it also take like micro drive or something like that?
Okay, so you could get an IBM micro drive. An IBM micro drive was a CF card sized hard drive. So
Like
inside
spinning hard drive.
spinning hard drive, the size of a quarter, you could get a 340 megabyte and a 1 gigabyte compact flash card. But that was, you got to think, 1 gigabyte. I don't know how the photos are about 8 megs each raw, which means you're getting.
Could you upload those photos?
To what? Over my 33.6 modem?
To the cloud.
There you go.
Let me sign into Prodigy.
You've got
real
Jared's photos.
You don't know what it was like being like a 15-year-old in a chat room looking for nude photos of people. And then they send, like, you're like, I'll trade you. I got this, and then
The boob is 1 pixel.
And then what happens is it starts to come in line at line and line. You're like, yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
It has a penis. Darn it! It was
Dang
looking
it.
good. Who else has it? Who else remembers the old days of AOL going in the chat rooms?
Well, it would come in so slow, you'd get the boobs, and then you'd be done by the time you saw that you had a penis, and you had to really question your sexuality at that point.
Yeah, but if Noah, on the other hand, would be like,
No, it wasn't even born then.
2001?
Noah's like 12, isn't he?
What was I talking about?
The D1X and the micro drive.
Oh, the micro drive.
Downloading
before you had the
legal
camera like
images.
this. If you remember the older cameras before 2000 or before 99, when the D1 originally came out, had this long thing from Kodak. Kodak would take the N90S body and they would put a massive
Strip the guts.
computer on the bottom of it, like this big. You would put PCM CIA cards in there. Those were like slots like this.
Nice.
And you got to think 1 terabyte,
Like P2 cards.
1 gigabyte was a shizer ton of space. And you went from a world where you were shooting 36 shots to a world where you could shoot 150. It was like, holy God, the world has changed. Is this
look,
good at 800
nowadays,
ISO?
you're unlimited.
Not super good, but we are going to do a real world review, 5-minute portrait style. With this, I put a 51.4 on it.
When you shot it at 320 ISO, when you did a couple of sample shots of Noah and I mean, it looked like a new age regular camera. You know, it didn't really look.
It makes
that different.
a totally different shutter sound.
I think we have.
more
We
of
have.
a
I
kerplunk,
think.
for sure.
I thought we had another gear of the week. Didn't we have another gear of the week? Possibly. I thought.
I don't know. What else?
God damn it, you son of bitches! I got my new gear of the week right here. My sweet, sweet thunder stick. I'm gonna come down there to the Philadelphia and then shoot you square in your jib as well as your drones straight out the sky, you son of bitches. Goodbye, Jew.
Can you show us how the
What is that?
how the shells pop?
Here we go.
Worst.
Shells.
Wait, is that Nerf? Is that
Shell.
Nerf?
No, it's
Is it
not Nerf.
It's double shot.
Joe suggested buying this
Buckshot.
crappy thing that sucks, but it's funny that the shells pop out.
Double shot, son bitch.
Bad toy. Do not buy this for your kids. It does not shoot them very well,
It shoots them like 5 feet.
and it comes
But
with
the
shells.
shells are
No
awesome.
kid,
The best part of the shells
The
popping
shells,
out.
yeah.
Oh,
Todd almost had an
I
incident.
almost took my damn eye out, son. Martha, you shut your fucking hole.
He can't even load his gun.
Rebecca, get back in the pool before I shoot your titties off.
She has a name. Rebecca. Rebecca's a Jewish name.
We've never heard her name before.
Rebecca, I swear to God, if you don't put on your tire lily.
I'm done.
Thank you for that. I didn't realize we had that as gear of the week. We got that because we have an idea for a video, for a real world review of something.
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to be pretty good.
be
All right,
good.
why don't we get to the Wheel of Fro and then get moving on to it with the rest of the show. Let's
do it.
Okay, here we go. The Wheel of Fro has on there Think Tank Photo. You can get the Fronos Photo I Shoot Raw bag at store.fronosphoto.com. You can pick that up on sale, maybe, still. It's a great bag. I love that bag.
Ballistic nylon.
all right.
audioblocks.com/go/fro. That's where you get this music and plenty more. Next up, we have... I didn't say it yet, Todd.
What?
You were premature. Stop being so premature.
What happens when you download stuff and it takes so long?
We have... Hoya? I didn't say it yet,
Oh,
Todd.
sorry.
We have... Hoya, go check out their filters. We got Rode microphones each and every week. Rode is the microphone that we use. It was actually on the Photo Brigade too. They used the same one when I was interviewed by them.
Oh, yeah, they do.
We need to go to Australia. We got Lexar, the cards that we use in this camera, that
Every camera,
Todd's
yeah.
camera. We got the micro SD cards, and thankfully we used the hub, the H hub
freaking blazing fast.
Yeah, I
the
use it
Thunderbolt
too.
hub.
Smart hub, I think they call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thunderbolt version.
Question mark.
What?
Todd will question his sexuality if it lands on that question mark.
Happens every day. Happens every day.
So that we've got borrowlenses.com, which we talked about earlier. If you're going to be looking for the latest, greatest gear to play with, or you have a big photo shoot coming up and you want to use one of the newest cameras, they're going to have them in stock. As soon as they're out, they get a massive shipment of them. You might as well do it. That's how we kind of cheat the system.
Yep.
Because it takes Nikon forever to send out test units. I can buy cameras before they can
Faster.
even send out test units. Well, I can also rent them right away. That's what I did with the 200, the 500 Nikon that I took out to shoot. Fro Prize, go to fronosphoto.com. Check out all the stuff that we have on there. Squarespace, go to squarespace.com/go. No.
/fro.
Squarespace.com/fro. The editing of the guide is almost done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thankfully. That's gonna
Yeah.
be that's free. It's gonna be like 3 hours of free. Did he tell you how long it is?
No, I
It
did
might
talk
be
to him a little
4
bit today,
hours.
though.
It's gonna be long.
Dan, how long is it? I'll call you back when you remember.
So that's Squarespace. It's not a Squarespace guide. It's just a website guide for
Website builder guide.
marketing, building, advertising. It so happens that I'm using the Squarespace platform and do recommend it. Steven Spin again. Todd has been removed from the wheel.
Good.
Videoblocks.com/go/fro. We love video blocks. I love the fact that I go on there and find the B-roll that we need to use. Rode microphone, we talked about that. Kessler crane, we talked about them earlier. We
Awesome.
cannot wait to break out that crane full-time in the new studio.
We used the crane on the Squarespace video, too.
We
Oh,
did.
you
we
did?
Yeah. You'll see that soon.
Then we've got Spin Again, and we've got Epson. They emailed me. They're like, "Would you still like to put Would you still like to do a giveaway with the printer?" I'm like, "I already put it on the wheel." I'm like, "Yeah,
Too late.
You already asked. You already said yes, so I already did it."
Yep.
Which reminds me, Noah, make a note. I got to print out using the Epson printer, the Epson sign
Yeah.
for Epson to get their plug.
Joe, make a note that Noah's making a note, please.
The winner, they will get an Epson P600.
Nice.
That's right. That's a $700 printer.
That's the one you have back there, right?
I have the P600 waiting for the
Money's
P800.
no object for me, though.
It's cool that you can have the roll paper, 13 by 19.
Awesome. That is
Absolutely
nice.
love that. AdoramaPix. Go to AdoramaPix.com. If you are still looking for metal prints, they told me to use the code PXJPMTL25 to get 25% off your entire
Wow, it's still
metal
live.
print
Awesome.
order. That means if you spend $200, you are saving $50.
Did you really have to do that?
No, I already knew what it
thinking
was.
really hard.
Aurora HDR, congratulations on 250,000 download installs
That's
of your
crazy.
app.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
Go to aurorahdr.com/fro to get a trial yourself. Try it out. If you want to do HDR, crush it using that. And then back to the beginning. We are going to have to do something different to get a Wheel of Fro winner.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think next week we could do 2, or were we going to do like some hashtag and randomly pick somebody who hashtags it and does something cool?
I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about.
We're talking about who's going to win the prize.
We have no flying solo people to pick.
Oh, we don't have
no
any
submissions
flying
to
solo,
pick.
and we don't have. Oh, yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
get any submissions.
Basically,
for
we're spinning the wheel for no one right now.
Wow. I would say whoever makes the best meme of Noah.
Yeah. And where do they send it to?
yeah.
What's the web
no,
address?
just hashtag it. Hashtag Noah meme.
Well, or you can send it into the email.
What's the
You can
email?
do that
Alright,
as well,
go
which
ahead.
is singwheelofro@gmail.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Send in your Noah memes, whether they're video or whether they're funny just photos or GIFs. We want to see it. We will feature some of those next week, and one of those will win. What's the prize going to be? Whatever I just
love
said
this.
in English.
Yeah, whatever you spin.
All right, here we go.
Here it
Are we
comes.
ready
Yeah, let's do it.
to do what?
To spin that wheel.
That's old school.
Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of Fro is about to stop on a major prize to win my fur coat.
Nobody
Not
wants that.
winning my fur coat. Congratulations, you name next week could be winning a Rode microphone. So guess what? You already know what you could win.
Yeah.
That is going to be a pretty
to work.
That is a pretty awesome prize. So go ahead and do that. Get that in for next week's show. Sing Wheel of Fro
At gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yep.
Submit them. Funny things. Best one wins. something from Rode
Destroy
microphone.
Noah, please.
I can't wait.
And if you don't know where that, you can get all of the, you can get the video over at fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-175. You can also find it on the, actually on
176,
Facebook.
I think.
176?
Yep.
Sorry, 176. You can also, just.
It's on your YouTube channel.
It's
as
on
well.
my YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Running fail or
Nice.
something like that.
Yeah.
We posted that right after.
We were supposed to be working.
Jared's
wait,
like, put that up right now.
Hurry up! Breaking news! Noah fell on his ass and looks like a douchebag.
This is gonna get more views than any of my videos.
And Noah's girlfriend was really happy with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sure.
All right, so why don't we wrap up the show? Thank you guys for watching. You can get all the photo news stories and more over at fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-176.
Happy belated Easter.
Oh yeah.
Happy belated Easter, everybody. The most important holiday in the world.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. That's
Let's do it.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Jared, do we have a hashtag?
Oh. Yeah, we should. Well,
Todd's daughter's dancing.
no. What did we say earlier, though? Some hashtag.
Did we say a
I said
hashtag?
something early. Oh. Was it about Noah? I feel like it's Noah. No.
What are you driving?
Hashtag straight out of balance.
Straight out of balance.
Oh, that's what we said. Yeah. Hashtag should definitely be straight out of balance.
Let us know that you got this far by hashtagging straight out of balance. Make sure you put at Frono's photo there. Make sure that you also, if you're going to do it on the Facebook wall, make sure you just put in straight out of balance and go for it. All right, that's it. Jared Poland, fronosphoto.com. See ya.